there, Stephanie here. Welcome to the Four Leaf Fabric Studio Sew Along the Lucky One, Week 2. Today we're going to sew the Lucky Clover block, so let's get started. So let's begin by sewing these blocks together. As you can see, I already did 2 of them just to save some time. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the small background squares and you're going to add it to 3 of the sides. Now, I already did these 2 because they have a non-directional print. If you're OCD like me, which you may not be, but I am, I don't like it when my directional prints don't go the correct direction. So this directional print, to make it go the right way in this shamrock block, which is what we're sewing today, or a clover I should say, I am going to turn this piece so it's, to me, they're going the right way where the shamrocks are pointed up. And then I'm going to add these little squares, or snowball. That's a snowball technique. Some people have asked what snowball means. That's all that means, is that you're just adding these little squares to the corners. And as you can see, if I put a 4th one here, it would look sort of like a snowball. Okay, so this one needs to go here. All the pieces that don't have the snowball on them are going to touch in the center, just like this. So for my directional to work, I need to add it to these outside pieces. My shamrocks are pointed upwards, and or I keep calling them shamrocks. They're clovers, lucky clovers. I just always call them shamrocks. And the block is going to end up looking something like that, except we need to make the stem still, but we'll do that next. So these 2 are done. I'm going to go ahead and add the pieces to this one, keeping in mind that this is directional and that I have these in the correct place. So let's get that over here to the sewing machine. And I would recommend sewing all of these all at once. Just to make it easier. I just did those 2 ahead of time, just so I don't keep you here on my video for half an hour. Because it's the same technique for all of them, and these 2 don't matter which corners you put them on because they're tossed, they're non-directional. So the directional fabrics are the only ones that really make a difference. And you're going to be making 2 of this dark Lucky Clover block and 1 of the light version. And I think there is only 1 other directional fabric, which is in the light version. It's the same, well, it's not the same pattern. I thought it was the same pattern. It's not the same pattern, but it's a similar pattern where it's got some up and down lines. So you may want to pay attention to that too. Although you may not be OCD like me and need their directional to be the correct direction. So if you are not, congratulations. Because sometimes I drive myself crazy with that. So, so after you've got all your pieces on, as you can see, I already did that to this block, we're going to trim these a 1/4 inch away from the seam, and then we're going to press them. So I'm going to go ahead and trim them. Just out of the way. This block is a really quick and easy block. I think you can probably get all of your Lucky Clover blocks done in, I would say, just if you have all your fabrics cut, probably 15-20 minutes. These go nice and quick, so I'm really excited that we have this easy project after doing so many quilts, just kind of for a little break and to prep us for the next one. And no, I don't know what the next one will be, but probably I would assume we're going to be going back to doing another quilt. So nice quick little project, little break. So we're sewing these Lucky Clover blocks this week, and next week is already going to be the finishing. So very quick and easy project. All right, let me grab this a little closer, give that a press. Beautiful fabric. They always do such a great job over at Four Leaf Fabric Studio picking out the fabrics for these projects. Some things I've seen, some of them I haven't, so that's fun for me. Okay, so that guy's pressed. So we've got all of our quadrants made, or our units made for our clover. Now we need to make the stem piece that's going to fit right here. So here's our stem. But the first thing we need to do is take our 6-inch background square and cut this in half once, corner to corner. Let me grab this longer ruler over here. And I'm going to cut that right in half, corner to corner, making 2 triangles, just like that. Set that aside for a minute. And now you're going to add your strip, or add your triangle, whichever way you want to look at it, to this little strip here that's going to be our stem. Now I'm going to get this as close as I can to have the point on each end of the triangle on each end of the strip. But if you're not perfect, it's okay, because we are going to trim this down a little bit. Bring this over here and sew it, so 1/4 inch. This fabric feels amazing. Okay, so I'm going to give that guy a press using my magic juice. All right. Press them away from the center, of course. I know we normally press towards the dark side, but it'd be easier to press this one away. Okay. Now we're going to do the same thing with the other triangle. We're going to attach it to this side. So again, line that up as best you can from one end of the strip to the other. And then you're going to need a ruler to trim this down. We're going to be trimming it down to 5.5 inches square. Okay. Give this guy a press and then we'll trim her down. All right, just like that. Move that out of the way for a minute. Grab my rotary cutter and my ruler, and we're going to trim this guy down to 5.5 inches square. So I'm going to 5.5. If you have a 5.5 inch ruler, that might be the best for this. I've got a 5.5 inch square somewhere. I think it's still packed from my retreat from last week somewhere. So I'm going to use this ruler. So I'm going to put that black diagonal line right in the center of this green stem and then trim it. Just like that. Turn this guy around and trim off the other sides. Nice, quick, and easy way to make a stem. This works if you're making maple leaf blocks, shamrocks, or clovers, flowers, anything you need a stem for. This is a good technique. Okay, and there we have our stem. Very nice. Look how cute that is. Okay, so this is going to be our dark lucky clover block. So let me sew this together. There's that row, and then we're going to sew this row together, and then we'll press them and put the whole block together. Okay, so I'm going to press this one away from the stem, and then that means I'm going to press this one towards our directional fabric just to make these go opposite directions for better nesting. Some magic juice right on that line. Okay, and give these guys a press. If you guys got this kit, just wondering how you like this solid that is in this kit. I think it's wonderful. I've never worked with this brand of solids before, and they feel amazing. So this might something I might something that I might need more of. Okay, so now that those are pressed opposite directions, I'm just going to lay that on top of there and sew these rows together to make our block. Okay, and there we are. There's our block. All I have to do now is press it and make the other, the light block. So that's it for this week, and next week is already the finishing, so this one's going really, really quick. As you can see, I've got all 3 done. It took me about 20 minutes altogether to get all 3 done. So thank you, Jody at Fort Worth Fabric Studio, for a quick sew along this time around. I will see you all next week for week 3, the final put together of this fun and quick table runner. And then we'll be all done and ready for St. Patrick's Day, or the spring if you don't celebrate St. Patrick's Day. All right, guys, have a great week, and I will see you all really, really soon. Bye.